Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to have a slightly serious discussion about something I've never actually addressed before, not publicly anyway. I never felt the need to address, to be honest, until now. And obviously from the title of the video you've gathered exactly what this video is about. I didn't want to beat around the bush, I wanted to get straight to it. My biggest insecurity that I have, and I have had for, I would say, the best part of 20 years, is my skin. Why am I all of a sudden bringing this up now, after I've been doing YouTube for so many years? And I'll be very honest with you guys, and I think it's actually quite sad that I even have to do a video like this, but I know that there will be many men and women, girls and boys that are in exactly the same position as me, or will be in the future. Is because, as you guys know, I recently got a brand new camera. I got a Canon 80D, which is a very high spec DSLR camera. And ever since I noticed that I got my camera, and the quality of my camera has obviously changed. It's incredibly sharp. It's full HD. My last camera was HD, yes it was, but I was protected in terms of the lights around me, a ring light which softens your skin and that sort of thing. And there were things that you just couldn't see, and it wasn't me hiding it. It's just that that camera just wasn't as strong as this one. Now I've noticed ever since I've started using this camera, which by the way also annoys me a lot, because this camera cost me £1,000, and the only reason I would spend such a large amount of money is for you guys. I wouldn't do it for anybody else. Why would I spend such a large amount of money for no reason at all? And now I'm getting comments, very spiteful, passive aggressive comments about people mentioning my skin. Now, for those people that are saying, oh, you know, we prefer the previous quality, well, the only reason why you would prefer it is because you couldn't see all these lumps and bumps and scars and marks. There is literally no logical reason for you to prefer that camera's quality to this one. This one is a DSLR, and the only thing that I can think is that the reason people don't like it is because they can't accept that there is a human on the other side who has skin problems. Now, just to give a little bit of background history about my skin, when I was a young child, I had beautiful, flawless, perfect skin. Then puberty happened, and I hit puberty quite early. I hit it at 11, and I used to get 3 or 4 spots maybe on my forehead, as a lot of kids going through puberty do, and it was no big deal. And then 14, 15, 16, those 3 years were probably the worst years of my life in terms of the way that I looked. Now, I remember what it's like being a teenager. Those are your formative years. You're paranoid about the way you look, your size, your weight, your hair colour, your skin colour. Do I look good enough? Everything I see in the magazines and on the TV and all around me is telling me that I should look like that, but I don't. I look like this. Now, when I was 14, 15, 16, that is when the spots appeared. Now, I don't want to call it acne, because I think the term acne is thrown around so freely on the internet, especially on YouTube. Acne is a serious skin condition. One of my cousins had acne. His face was almost covered in red boils. Every single part of his face was covered. These days, when you see certain people on the internet, they got 5, 6 spots and they're like, I have acne. That's not acne. You got a couple of spots. That's all it is. And I can even say myself, I don't think that what I had was acne. I had hormonal spots from being a teenager at that age and going through puberty, and your skin and everything's going all over the place. Now, at that age, there was no such thing as YouTube. There are all these products and creams and lotions and alcohol this and hyaluronic that. Half this stuff didn't exist because we didn't know about it, because I didn't have the internet. I mean, the internet is an amazing, amazing thing to have these days. No matter what question you have, got it. Done on your phone. You know, it's so easy to find. When I was at school and stuff, you had to go to the library and read a book. You know, the internet actually only came out when I was 16 years old. I remember I was doing my GCSEs and we had that dial-up thing, and I ran up a £600 phone bill chatting to weirdos on the internet. I still remember my mum to this day has not forgiven me for that massive phone bill that she got. But since then, things have changed, technologies have changed, creams, lotions and potions, and even talking about your skin is so much more acceptable than it was when I was younger. Now, When I was that age and I didn't have a clue about what to do, even something as simple as drinking loads of water makes such a big difference to how much spots you get on your face, because it flushes out all the dirt. My parents have both got lovely skin, so they didn't even themselves know what to say to me. It was something that I'd skipped a generation down from my granddad, who unfortunately had quite bad skin, skipped my parents, and then went straight down to me. And what I started to do was I used to pick those spots. I didn't just used to pick them, I used to jab at them, try and dig them out. I used to do such horrible things to my skin because I hated the way that it looked. And lo and behold, this is the result of what happened when I was that age. This is the reason why I have all these marks. Let's get up close so you can see it for yourself. There are things that you can see on this camera which even the naked eye can't see, which is why when I'm up and close and personal to you guys, it's like, oh my God, you know? So let's get up and close. Look, you can see that is all texture, 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 if you want to call it texture. But what its real scientific term is, I have ice pick scars, box scars, and rolling scars as well, to the point where it has upset me so much in the past where I've just been like, what can I do about it? I've had lasering done, what's it called? Fraxel lasering. And I think this is really sad, and for me to even mention this just makes me feel kind of a certain way. When I turned 30 years old and my parents asked me what I wanted for a birthday present, I said to their mum, I really want to have lasering done to my skin because I hate all the scarring that I have. And the scarring is a lot more obvious when I have makeup on, not when I don't. Because when I have foundation on, it completely obviously turns your skin to one flat colour. Then if there is any indentations, you can see it. When I have no makeup on, any marks, normal blemishes, my cheeks going red from speaking too quickly or whatever it is, it's almost blended in and you can't see it so much. But in this kind of light, it's very, very obvious. And I said to my mum, can I have some money to go and get lasering done? And she said, are you sure? And I said, yeah, it's something that you know that I've always hated and I really want to do something about it. It cost £300. And when I say it was painful, I would not wish that on my worst enemy. It was really, really, really painful. And it did make a slight difference, but not as much as I assumed that it would, considering the amount of pain that I had gone through to have it done. And I had numbing cream placed on my skin. I had this procedure done twice, and then I thought 600 quid and my skin just looks slightly better. It's just not worth it. I was then, at the same time, I was given two options, lasering or derma rolling. And there was a woman having a derma rolling session done at the time, and I remember I was allowed to come and have a look, and her face was covered in blood, and I was like, nope. That just put me off on its own. You know what? Thinking back now, I probably wish I had gone that route. So what I've been doing is I've actually been using a derma roller. Here's the one that I use, micro needle roller system. And the length I think is 1.50 millimeters. I bought this from Amazon. I think it was like £3. I will do a completely separate video, a demo of me using a derma roller. Now the derma roller, it's full of needles. You roll it across your skin, it damages your skin, then the natural collagen produces to fill out those scars. I used it twice last year and then I had a reaction. It's just my natural skin. I have so many allergies and stuff. I came up in eczema and I kept coming up in eczema for like 6-7 months. So I left it. And only recently have I been eczema free again, and I used the derma roller again about a week ago. You're meant to use it every 6 weeks. And yes, it is slowly starting to make a difference. But what I want to say to people out there is, number one, when you see all these videos, you know, how to cover your acne and, oh, everybody looks so smooth and soft. It's such a lie. And acne, it's a lump. A spot is a lump. Yes, you can cover the redness, but how are you supposed to cover that lump? You can't cover a lump. That's like covering your nose. How are you supposed to cover that? You can't, unless you put something prosthetic on top and flatten it out. It's impossible. So the things that you really need to think about is looking after your skin while you have the spots, so that you do not get this problem later on. Yeah, you might get a couple of marks here or there, but those are scars that you can deal with. These are so intense. I've even got underneath here like something that looks like holes, that is like somebody stuck a needle in my face. And the joke is, it's just in my cheek area, maybe a little bit on my chin. My forehead is flawless. My nose is even okay. And I have a few little scars on my top lip, but that's it. But I think it's really sad that in this day and age, considering how many different people there are in the world with disabilities, hidden illnesses, imperfections, that people still feel the need to call them out. I mean, I'm talking about it freely here because you know what? I've kind of got of the age now where I'm like, well, I've got this, and what am I supposed to do about it? Sit around and cry and hide? At least I've got 2 legs at work, I've got 2 arms at work, I've got a family that loves me, I've got a job, I've got a roof over my head, I have a nice new car, you know, I have all these, materialistic things, but as well as my family's love and the fact that I can walk and talk and do everything. This is minor in comparison to the majority of problems that are out there in the world. You know, I was lucky that I had fairly good looking parents and that they've passed their looks on to me and my brother, so at least that's one thing if you want to be vain as to think about it in that kind of way. But yeah, so that's what I wanted to talk about. I hate my skin. I have always hated my skin for as long as I can think. 20 years is a long time to hate something, but either you accept it and try to do something about it, or you sit there and wallow and wilt in your own self-pity. I know that there are plenty of people out there that are like me, but I did want to bring up the fact that a couple of you have actually been quite nasty, and I don't think that people realize that if you write me a comment on YouTube, I get an email with the comment. Now, if you turn around and then delete that comment because it's nasty, because you had a second to think and go, actually, that wasn't very nice of me to say, I've already got the comment and I've already read it. I don't appreciate people behaving passive aggressively, saying to me, oh, your pictures look so nice on Instagram. It's a makeup photo, by the way, people. It's meant to look flawless and airbrushed. I don't touch them up that much, but I do slightly. Let's get honest. If I've got a piece of lash glue on my eye, am I really going to show a photo going, look at my eyelashes? No, people do get like fall into a false sense of reality. And people do believe a lot of what they see online. But you know what? A lot of the time it's really not real. We've all got little moustaches, growing hair. We've got scars. We've got lumps. We've got bumps. We've got grey hairs. But you know what? Rather than focusing and nitpicking on those things, how about uplifting people to make them feel a lot more positive so that those negative things just become nothing and a little bit on the side, something so not to focus on so much. The reason why I am, despite the fact that I hate my skin so much, is I would say that 99.9% of people in my life have never brought up my skin. To them, they don't even see it. And that's how it should be for you guys. Why, when I'm showing a video about a lipstick, are you focusing on the scars on my face? Can you not focus on something else? It's like people purposely want to nitpick and be nasty to others to make themselves feel better about their own insecurities. So they want to pick on other people's perceived insecurities. Well, it's not perceived. I'm letting you guys know right now. I hate my skin. I do. I always have done. But you know what? I'm doing what I can to do to make it better for myself. I'm not doing it for you. I'm not doing it for my mum, my dad, my brother, anybody else. I'm doing it for myself. And that is how you should approach things as well. Now, at least I can say things like, coming up to 35 years old, I don't have any fine lines. I don't have any wrinkles. In the best physical shape and health that I've ever been in my entire life, because I'm training for a half marathon. My diet has changed. The size of me have changed. And even talking about things like skin and stuff, I actually don't get spots anymore. That is the biggest joke. And you know, when you hear Alanis Morissette singing Ironic, well, this is ironic. Those 3 years I got spots, and after that, I hardly ever got them ever again. My skincare routine is like, it's like high five 10 times round. It's amazing. My skincare routine is perfect. I drink gallons upon gallons of water every day. I use all kinds of different products to keep my skin clear. I have 10 a day of fruit and veg. And I don't barely get spots. The joke is, at the moment I've got 3 around my mouth, and I figured out that was because I actually ate a bag of pistachio nuts. And considering I have allergies, you think I would have realized that maybe eating that many nuts was not smart, because I woke up in the morning, had 3 around my mouth, and I was like, that's not normal for me. Not anymore anyway. But other than these, which are because of an actual reaction to something, I don't get spots. People talk about they get breakouts and breakouts. I don't get breakouts anymore. I don't get any of those things. However, I'm still dealing with the spots that I did get when I was a kid, and at the most scariest kind of age, because I do remember 13, 14, 15, 16 are those really precocious kind of ages where you're still trying to figure out who you are. You're growing into a new kind of body. Your voice is changing. Your bits are growing from different places. And then that is when people are at their most insecure. So just because You don't see that. You need to remember what you may have been like at that age as well. And if you are watching this video and you are that age, just because you've got perfect skin, that does not mean that you have the right to go and pick on somebody else because they are not as perfect as what you assume perfection should be. Instead, uplift them and tell them they're beautiful. And you have no idea how much that will help somebody to build their confidence and grow as a person, so that they don't constantly look in the mirror and go, I hate myself. You know, the same way that I look at my skin and I'm just like, ugh. Like, even if you were to see my brother, his skin is flawless. His skin is perfect. He didn't get all these spots and things like that. Just something that I felt that I wanted to talk about. I mean, obviously I'm not getting all teary-eyed and crying like a baby, like, this is my biggest insecurity, because I'm a grown-up at the end of the day. And despite the fact that I hate my skin so much, it's there. I've got skin, right? I still do my makeup beautifully every day. I still get complimented on my makeup on an almost daily basis from random strangers on the street. Now, if they stood there and focused on a couple of scars, I doubt I'd be getting any of those kind of compliments. And to be fair, I do makeup for myself. I don't do it for other people. However, it is always nice to hear somebody go, you know what, your makeup looks fabulous today. And I'll just be like, thanks. And that tiny little thing is enough to just make me smile for a good 10-15 minutes and feel good in myself. And then you'll get somebody coming along and then going, ugh, what's that? And that can beat you down so hard that you don't even realize that it's affecting you for years to come. So next time you decide to type something saying you're ugly, you're disgusting, what's wrong with your skin, is it your camera? Think before you type. Would you like it if somebody was to say that to you? Now, I'm not going to go out of my way and say, you know what, I'm a saint. We're all judgmental people. Every single person is. We are quite happy to say, don't judge me, and then we will go and judge somebody 2 minutes later. That's just called being human. However, think about the necessity of your comment. If you are going to say something about somebody, make sure they don't hear it, at least, for God's sake. Keep it to yourself. And then maybe have a word with yourself to say, why do I even think about it like that? Why is it that I feel the need to mention her skin when I, in fact, like the way that she talks, I like her style, I like her intelligence, I like the way that she does her makeup? Is it really your insecurity that is the reason why you feel the need to say something back to me? Because you like some certain aspects of somebody so much that you want to emulate those things, that if you can't do it, then you feel the need to attack that person? That's also called jealousy. It's also called bullying. It's that Mean Girls attitude. Now, we all like Regina George and this and that and whatever, and the Mean Girls film and Clueless and all that. It's a film. It's not real life. Because in real life, if somebody was to talk to you like that, you would be so upset. Would you not? I mean, being a teenager is hard enough than having to worry about things like I've got spots. So that's it really. I just kind of wanted to throw that out there. Please feel free to discuss it below. I mean, we've all got insecurities, and we've got ones which are long lasting and go on for years and years. But trust me when I tell you guys this, do not let it define you. Do not let it be the main focus of what makes you you. When I walk into a room full of people that I have never met, I walk with my head held high. I'm like, my lipstick looks wicked, my hair looks snatched, my contour looks nice, you know, I have got an amazing dress on and I am ready and to talk to everybody. I don't go in there thinking, oh my God, I hope no one's looking at my skin. I don't have that attitude. I used to have it when I was a lot younger, and then I grew up. And for those of you that are still very young and maybe watching this video, you know what, your teenage years, you will forget all about them one day. Hopefully. Don't ever let them define you completely. Just take them as those first 3-4 years of your life that is just going to get you from school to college to university or wherever you're going. Because now when I look back at school, I'm just like, even the people that you were friends with, you're just like, am I even friends with these people anymore? Everybody changes, people grow up, priorities change as well. So that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you've got any comments below. Feel free to mention, talk about this, discuss it, discuss your own insecurities. We've all got them and it's normal to have them. If you're one of those people who's like, I'm perfect, you're a liar. Because nobody is perfect. Because even if you are outwardly perfect, inside could be completely different. So just remember that the next time you decide to be horrible to somebody for no other reason than that you can be horrible to them. Have that sense of power knowing that I could be horrible, but why do I need to be? I'm a lovely person. Rather than projecting negativity onto somebody, I could actually do the opposite and make them feel so much more better about themselves. because you never know when you may be in that position yourself.